Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into Infinite Realms on this momentous day, because it has been a very, very long time since I've had an action figure of Dark Phoenix. I believe that was the first Marvel Legend I sold off, was the older one. I also sold off the Toy Biz one, which I regretted. I do admit I regretted it, along with regular Jean. So this is kind of cool, to get this character back into my collection. That makes me kind of happy. So yeah, that's I mean, what else can I say? It's just awesome. So, should we, without further ado, get her out of action? No, let's have some more ado and just say I'm happy, happy, happy to have Dark Phoenix. There we go. So here is Dark Phoenix out of the box. And, of course, a lot of times I talk about, I'm not just rebuilding the collection I sold off, but I'm trying to get improved versions. And this is going to be a prime example. Because, let's face it, Toy Biz had some great ones. But there were some misses, and one of them were their females. And I sold off my Dark Phoenix from the Toy Biz set fairly easily. I thought it was a rough figure. I had some major issues with it, and those ball joint hips. The only thing I would really give to that figure is I think the gold looks better than the yellow, even though the yellow is a lot more comic accurate. So that's just a quick thought on what my mission is here. Is like I say, I'm always trying to get better versions of the figures I've sold off, rather than just replacing the ones I had. And Dark Phoenix, I think this one really hits that point home very hard. Just looking at her straight out of the box, you can see this is a vast improvement from that original Toy Biz one that I had long, long ago. And here is Dark Phoenix out of the box, ready to go. And yeah, I mean, this is the character who set the comic book world on its ear, and they have tried to do multiple movies about this story and fumble it every damn time. How do you fumble Dark Phoenix? And part of it is you don't pay attention to the damn source material. I never will forget when they were doing X-Men 3, and they said, yeah, Dark Phoenix doesn't have enough story to it. And I'm like going, doesn't have enough story? It's like years of build-up. There's tons of story in Dark Phoenix. So they had to shoehorn this mutant cure thing into it. And it destroyed the movie. We all know that. Okay, enough talking about that. Let's go over accessories. She has the typical woman open hands. With Dark Phoenix, that kind of makes sense. So I'm not going to knock it too bad, even though I hate that all women come with these hands. And then she has this I really like this really nice flaming bird effect that obviously can wrap around her arm. That's kind of cool. I like it. At least it's something. I mean, you could have gave Avalanche a rock thing like this, okay? Do I think she deserves more? Yeah. Yeah, I do. But that's okay. I think a swappable head would have been good. I kind of am hoping they do a green version of this, because I like this figure overall, and I would really like to have a regular Phoenix version before she became Dark Phoenix. That would be something really awesome. I mean, Hasbro loves repaints, so they might do it. And again, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I was never a big fan of Jean Grey. Never was. But that face, that is perfect for Dark Phoenix. It is expressive. It's definitely looks sinister. I'll be honest. I think if they ever do decide to do the Goblin Queen, they need to take this head, since Madeline is a clone. Madeline is a prone. Wow. Madeline is a clone of Jean. I mean, they look just alike. That was the whole point, was they look just alike. And, they could use this head with Goblin Queen. Hey, more reuse, Hasbro. Come on. I would say, yeah, I should work for you, but you would just fire me, so it doesn't matter. But I do dig the face, both the sculpt and the paint job. It works great, because she doesn't look too over the top either. I mean, she looks pretty sinister, and not like Mr. Sinister, without looking over the top, which is easy to do with Dark Phoenix. Okay, now it is difficult to move her head, and she's going to fall. Yay! Alright. No, I'm not editing. Okay. So, this will show something I wanted to talk about anyway. The bird, you really have to balance it, or else it just flops over. It's kind of annoying, to say the least. I don't know how this has not been brought up in any review I've ever watched of this figure. Yeah, you just got to do a balancing act on it. So, yeah. Now, I did have a flashback while I was doing this pose of the Dark Phoenix from the 5-inch toy line, and it had a light up feature. And I seem to recollect the head couldn't move because of it, but it light up her eyes and her hair, which was a cool feature, except for it made it impossible to move her. But oh well, gee. She does have a standing problem, and she's about to fall again. You had one too many to drink, Gene. One too many to drink. Sorry. Yeah, she does want to. I have a hard. Her ankles are a little weak. When I was just standing her in a basic position, she fell over. So, yeah, that's a problem. But it's Marvel Legends. I mean, come on. Hasbro's been doing it cheap. These ankles are getting weaker and weaker. I mean, let's just be honest about that. Okay? Let's just be honest. The ankles are getting weaker and weaker. It seems like the classified ones, I mean, I saw people looking for ways to fix the bat ankles, because they're so weak they can't do anything but stand up straight. And, I mean, I don't know, my bat ankles are fine. But, apparently other people have a problem with them. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know if it's the Python bats or the regular bats. I really didn't look. So that could be another factor. Because I know the Python Patrol officers are loose as hell. I've seen people, like, literally flapping them back and forth with the chest. Whereas, I know my officer is a little loose, but there's nothing, he can't, he's not going to fall backwards and forwards on, because of force. And she fell backwards. Great job. Okay, you get it, right? I kind of just looked at her. I got a little flashback of Pandora. That's weird. Hey, why not? They're redheads, right? Okay, so this literally popped in my head when I was picking up Dark Phoenix just now. And, yeah, I mean, it's not exact, but, I mean, there is some similarity to their makeup. So, yeah, they must go to the same makeup shop. Maybe, Bobby Valla was inspired by Dark Phoenix, not Zorana. Just saying. I'm sorry, that one I'm still harping on it. So anyway, but yeah, that is kind of odd. I'm wondering if that's a design choice that was just coincidental between the Marvel Legends line and the Valaverse, because that was one of the things. The darkening around the eyes really kind of stuck out, and I thought made her look more sinister. And I just didn't realize that, I felt the same way about Pandora. Darkening around the eyes, yeah, it's makeup, obviously, but, it makes her look a little more sinister, and it's a cool effect. But I hadn't really put the two together until just that moment. And, I just had to get Pandora out just to kind of do a side-by-side comparison. and just see. Yeah, I mean, it's similar. I mean, obviously, Dark Phoenix is more based on telekinesis, whereas, you know, Pandora's is makeup. That makes a huge difference in the two because, you know, one's artificial and one's, well, power based, I guess you could say. I was about to say one's artificial, one's natural, but then like, okay, which one's which, you know? But obviously makeup's artificial, and if your powers do that to you, well, or maybe they just went to the same, you know, beauty salon that day. You know, they went for the full treatment. Maybe that's it. You know, lipstick's a little different, you know, but still could be after all. You never know. I mean, these things happen. And so I really just wanted to show why I think the open hand kind of works with Dark Phoenix, because you see this, and it's pretty close. I want to say it's from one of the covers from Dark Phoenix Returns is where I got the idea for that pose from. But yeah, it's pretty close to that cover as I remember. I mean, it's not exact. It's not, you know. I think she was standing a little more straight to the not the camera, but to the viewer. And you know, it's but it's okay. You know, but I'm kind of cool with it with Jean or Dark Phoenix because, you know, you kind of got those kind of poses where she would be reaching, you know, using her powers and stuff. And yeah, you have that with Avalanche too, but we talked about Avalanche. This, you know, is a better paint job. And there is some paint going on with this. It's not just the plastic is molded. There is some actual paint going on here. So that's another thing to consider. And I know this is just a redo of a previous figure, but, you know, I still kind of like it. I'm not sure. The yellow is growing on me, because the gold does have a sheen to it, and then the yellow, I'm just kind of going, maybe that is better, because then, you know, it's less about, you get less glare and a little more about the color of the figure. So yeah, don't like that stupid bird though, because like as you saw, you got to really work to balance it. I don't know how, while I was on camera, I did it so quickly and easily, because doing it off camera, I was struggling, and I almost gave up. And so, you know, again, that's kind of weird. But still, I mean, I'm glad I got a Dark Phoenix. She is an improvement over the Toy Biz one. I know there was a 2-pack one. I think that was an exclusive. I never got it, and I think the aftermarket's pretty high on that one, so there's no way I'm going to try to go for that one. This, at least I have Dark Phoenix in my collection again. So, for articulation, we've got pretty standard Marvel Legends stuff, except, of course, double-jointed elbows on a woman. Yeah, they're finally getting the hint that that's what we need with female characters. How long did it take Hasbro to figure this one out? Yeah, anyway, you know, they're getting better with female articulation. They've really been neglectful on that one. But again, you know, not perfect. It's getting there. It is getting there, but, you know, it should be the same as the men. I mean, they should all have the same articulation for the most part. That's my opinion. So, what's my overall rating? God, good one. I think she should have had more with her. She did get more than Avalanche, that much. Mostly just another set of hands and a flaming bird. She's cool. She's not the best in the world. I do appreciate, you know, some tiny detail, like, you know, I don't know if anybody's ever pointed out, but this is painted gold versus this being a yellow, purely yellow sash. They could have kept that yellow and nobody probably would have batted an eye about it. So at least we get some detailing involved. I would like a little more detailing, but, you know, give props where they are deserved. Okay, and I am struggling with the rating. I really am. I am struggling with a rating on this figure. Okay, so I had to think about it for a few minutes. Well, like 25. And after that, the standing issue is a big deal. That's a big one. The bird accessory, having to balance, that's a big one. The overall color, I've come around to it, I think. It took me a little bit seeing it in person. It is bright, but I like it. I'm going to go with 3.5 stars on this one. If you don't have Dark Phoenix, yeah, I think this is a good representation of Dark Phoenix. Did fail to mention, her hair does not hinder her articulation as much as I would have expected. There is some hindrance, but it's not near as bad as I thought, especially going this way. If she looks to her left, it's a lot better versus looking to her right. But anyway, just saying that up front. It's a decent figure. I do like it. It's a little better than average. Needed more, and the standing issue is an issue. I've had a real hard time if she doesn't have a stand of making her stand up at all. Even with a stand, do something dynamic, it just falls over. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to stick with 3.5. So, that will wrap up this review for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it's your first time here, or if it's your 10th time here. Doesn't matter. You should be subscribed, man. That's all there is to it. You should be subscribed. Help my channel grow. Alright. Have a nice day, everyone.